up, crypto warriors? Talking crypto back at it again. It is the 9th of January 2021, Saturday the 9th of January 2021, second video of the day, and my second video in a series of videos that I'll be going over, where I'll be going over coins for 2021. And of course, the second coin is Ethereum. It is number 2 in the coin market cap, or in this case, CoinGecko, and excuse me, and also is this number 2 coin when you talk about trading pairs as the reserve currency for the crypto market. On all crypto exchanges, they have Bitcoin as a trading pair and also Ethereum as a trading pair. So let's get into it. We saw that Ethereum we're seeing right now, Ethereum is pumping almost back to its all-time highs back in 2014 of $1,400 back in 2018, January of 2018. So exactly 3 years ago. And we're seeing a big pump right now, a big push, and it's going to be trying to push against that resistance. And once it pops through there, it's the sky's the limit. We're seeing a lot of predictions coming out right now for Ethereum during the long run of a 50K to 75K per ETH. And that's because everything is built on Ethereum. Now, I'm not saying that during this bull run, we're going to see a 50 to 75K ETH, but I believe personally that during this bull run, we could see a 10K ETH. We're going to see it push through the 1400 between now and Monday. And from there, just like we saw with Bitcoin, once it passed its all-time high of 20K, it just, went on this massive run. I definitely see the same thing happening with ETH. It's going to go on this massive run from 14 to like maybe 2,500 to 3,000 per ETH. Now, in the long run, I could definitely understand why people would want to speculate and say that Ethereum is going to be 75,000 per coin, because everything is built on Ethereum. And especially when you're talking about decentralized finance, we have all these coins being built on Ethereum, all these oracles being built on Ethereum, and you have to use Ethereum in order to use these different platforms, from the decentralized exchanges to all the DeFi protocols. All right, we see a TVL right now, total value locked up of $27 billion, over $27 billion being locked up. And just in the beginning of this year, not this year, but in 2020, it was like $1 billion or even less. And just a year later, it basically 27x. So there you have it. This is one of the reasons why we're going to see a big Ethereum price per coin. We have companies building on it, governments building on it. It's, like Tyler Winklevoss said, digital oil, right? And I'm going to play a video to an interview that he had, and also to Raoul Paul. Those videos I have already queued up, and they are queued up at 1 1/4 speed. So if you already watch and listen to these videos at a faster speed, they're already playing at a faster speed, just to give you a heads up. But I could definitely see where they're getting their price predictions from, and I tend to agree with them. I'm going to show you something else right now, and I like to show this website here, all of the world's monies and markets in one visualization. And this was as of 8 months ago, back in May of 2020, and everything has changed since then. All right, silver's market cap is bigger. The crypto market cap is way bigger. It's over $1 trillion now. Military spending, all that. So here it is. This is the gold market cap. It's actually $12 trillion now. Somebody else stated it in a couple of videos that gold is actually $12 trillion right now. And this is what Bitcoin is coming for. And this is what Ethereum is coming for. Let me just go down here. Part of it is going to be on the real estate as well. But this right here, all right, this is what Ethereum is coming for, the derivatives market. And they're saying that this is a $1 quadrillion market. What $1 quadrillion is 1,000 trillions. So think about that. That's what Ethereum is coming for. And so the market cap of Ethereum could surpass Bitcoin. All right. The market cap for Ethereum could surpass Bitcoin. So not on a per coin basis as far as the price is concerned per coin, but the actual market cap itself. So let's discuss it in the comment section below. Stick around for those 2 videos. And thanks for watching. Smash that like, hit that subscribe button, and notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. This is Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.
Ether is the same thing for indexing a piece of the Ethereum network, which is a digital or decentralized global computer. A lot of people equate Ether to digital oil. So if you want to get into the crypto game, my suggestion is own some Bitcoin, digital gold, and own some Ether, digital oil. And with those, you have most of your bases covered.
Love that. And with Ether, I know it's, not as talked about in the media, but when it comes to the predictions of where Ether can go and how it's utilized and where it could be from a price perspective, like what's your thoughts on that, on where Ether could go from a place of value?
So I think it's very high. In some ways I haven't done like math on that lately. So for disclosure, and we've talked about this before, that we have material stake in Ether as well. Yeah. Like you mentioned earlier, the media loves Bitcoin because it's easier for consumers or readers to understand that, and they harp on that, and that makes sense. But what's less talked about and less known is that we are huge fans of Ether, or Ethereans, if you will, in the slang. So look, I think Ether has tremendous capabilities because Bitcoin's digital gold, right? It's sort of moving value from A to B, and there doesn't seem to be a huge appetite in the community to experiment or sort of screw it up, right? It's like, we've got a good thing going. Let's not run too fast. Let's not be too exotic. Whereas Ethereum is like it's a decentralized operating system. So the promise is that you can create these applications on top of it, permissionless. The same way you could build an application, I don't know about anymore, but back in the day, you could build a company on top of Facebook. So companies like Zynga, which actually IPO'd and was worth, I think, at least $1 billion, was a company built on top of Facebook. So most companies today are built on top of a cloud computing service like Amazon. So you rent space from Jeff Bezos and Amazon. Ethereum is a decentralized Amazon where you can build your applications there and you run the computing power by owning Ether. Instead of running your credit card through Amazon Cloud, AWS Web Services, you just pay the network in Ether. It's not centralized. It's not a company. It's a decentralized network. And you can you could create decentralized Twitter on it. You could create decentralized Facebook, decentralized whatever. No one can stop it. No one really controls it. It's owned by the users. That's the beauty of cryptocurrency, is that the value accrues to the people who use the network, not just a few people in a company in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
So Ether's got to upgrade. It's moving to ETH2. There's some scalability things that it's got to work through. But like, I'm an optimist, and the smartest folks in the room are working on it. So if Ether is your global computer in the future, what's that worth? It's got to be a ton, and it's got to be worth as much as digital gold, I would think, maybe more.
Love that.
In your family.
Absolutely. 20% into Ether or Ethereum. Explain kind of what the thesis there is. Is it a market structure thing? It's a smaller market cap, and therefore if everything goes up, it should go up more? Is it something around kind of the value and the technology? What's driving the interest?
There's a hunch that I have, and it's only a hunch, hence why it's a much smaller position. There's a hunch that from all of my conversations around this whole space, that there is a massive amount of human intellectual capital working in that particular space, because of the flexibility of how Ethereum is based. And there's a load of flaws, like there's flaws about everything. So, I'm not saying it's a perfect world. I also don't think of Bitcoin and Ethereum as the same thing. Bitcoin to me is this pristine collateral. It's, it's perfect. I don't need, now whether everybody builds a lightning layer and all the other stuff on top, great. I own tons of Bitcoin, but I see the amount of intellectual capital that's going into the Ethereum space. And I'm thinking, there's a chance that something really, really big comes out of this. And so I think of it as a platform. And it's a very crude way of looking at it. But if I see a lot of people all building on one platform, then the probability, as a VC, the probability of one of those bets paying off huge, let's say DeFi ends up being on there and it becomes a real thing, whatever it may be. Who the hell knows? It could be intellectual property rights. I don't know. Don't care. The point being is, I think there's a chance that Ethereum can have a larger market cap than Bitcoin. And that doesn't make it a better currency or a better investment. It's because by the nature of a platform versus an asset, gold is the purest form of money that we've had, and it's a $10 trillion asset. The currency markets trade 4 trillion a day, and they're not in any way the same shape or form, but it's a bigger platform because more people use it. So the currency market overall is worth more. So I just think of it in those terms. And again, it's a very macro way of looking at it, which is not interested in the fight between the technologies and what tribe believes in what and how many coins can you measure and what's the total supply. It's like, okay, there is a chance here that this does really well, but I don't have enough conviction to make that my large bet. My large bet is Bitcoin because I have full conviction.
Got it. And so one of the things that's so interesting, whether it's you or other macro investors, the common theme is obviously courage, conviction, but also open-minded.